Just give me one sec, everyone.
I pretty much talked about actions, which is just great.
Well, it'd be nice if you guys can actually hear what I was saying. I just realized I have the mic muted. All right, so let me just repeat what I just said. How's it going? We're here for the Xbox partner preview. Now, if you can't tell already from my voice, I am battling a sore throat at the moment. It just sort of hit me late last night. I was considering canceling the stream, but I was like, I'll just wait till I wake up and see how I feel. But sort of by that time, it was already a little bit too late. But, it's fine. So, yeah, if you notice my voice is a little bit, short or coarse or whatever like that, that's because, that's why. So, anyway, I don't think this thing's going to be too long anyhow. It was just this whole partner preview is kind of suddenly announced. So, I guess we'll just see what it sort of entails. Hopefully there's some good announcements. Last year's was actually pretty good because we got an update on Metal Gear Solid 3. And some like other stuff as well, like some bigger games. There was a couple of like AA and indie games that looked really interesting in there as well. So I guess we'll see what Microsoft has here. Hello to Hamster, good to see you, dude. Let me see, I'm organizing the chat window right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Got new videos coming up on the channel this month. This month's going to be more or less just me sort of continuing with some Steam Deck content. So I'm going to get that out of the way, this month. And then next month we're going to get into some more exciting stuff. I got a couple collection videos coming up for you guys. Obviously with the Xbox 360 Marketplace closing in July, I'm going to be doing a video on that, and the Summer Games Fest, which is the replacement for E3, that's coming quick. This year, it's like, gosh, we're almost a quarter done with this year already, which is just insanity. So we'll see what's going on here. I think this year is going to be kind of slow compared to last year. Last year, a lot of people had said it was one of the better years for gaming. And I think when you look at the release schedule, there's definitely a lot that came out. There was a lot of activity and stuff like that. The games were pretty good. my only issue with, well, most of polished. Oh. We have OBS issues. Hopefully not. Let me check on my phone really quick. Just want to make sure there's no weird connection issues or audio issues. It looks fine on my end, but just want to be sure. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I mean, it looks fine to me, so we'll see. I might need to make some settings adjustments midstream here. Hopefully not, but yeah, everything's green on my end. Yeah, so like last year was a pretty busy year. I just think that the quality of games could have been a lot better. You know, there's like when the release of like Jedi Survivor, for instance, really no excuse for that. Games like Redfall as well. But then, you know, you had some good ones like the Dead Space remake. That launched perfectly fine, at least on consoles. I think the PC version still has issues. Final Fantasy 16, you know, good version of the game, was polished and everything like that. There's a lot of games towards the latter half of the year that I still have yet to play. Like I said, I'm sort of taking a break from at least the modern releases as I'm sort of in between jobs right now. So until that gets rectified, I'm not going to be focusing on a lot of modern releases, which is why you guys seen sort of an influx of reminiscing videos. And also, you know, it kind of coincides with my decision to not do reviews so much. I've sort of been kind of, you know, thinking more about that. I think, what I might do is do reviews for larger games that are released, like sort of like the bigger stuff, instead of reviewing just everything that I play, which has sort of been my criteria. So I'm considering doing that to sort of, you know, meet somewhere in the middle, so to speak. When it came to my decision, you know, during the 2024 update, I was like, no, I don't want to do anything. As I've been thinking more about it, I think what the smart decision is to do is to actually just sort of pick and choose the bigger games or the games that people are interested in. I know my audience is more into story-focused games, so it would make sense for me to review story-focused games that I would be really interested in. I think that my audience would also be really interested in, and it wouldn't just be you know, something like, oh, this is me reviewing the latest Soulsborne game, which I think is you know, as popular as that genre is, it's still relegated to a specific niche of people, and I really like those games, but I just I don't know if everyone else is into it equally. So that's what I'm sort of thinking about. Part of me is also considering as well bringing back some form of the gameplay discussions, you know, in the near future, to discuss some more sort of news-heavy topics, and not to do them on a regular basis like I was previously, but just when the needs arise. I think that right now, if I sort of if everything was fine and you know, it was just sort of a normal content schedule, I probably would have brought them back maybe sometime last month and talked about like all the video game layoffs, stuff like that. But it would only be for specific bigger news events. It wouldn't be like on a consistent basis like I was doing before. I know some people really enjoyed those videos, so it'd be a way of sort of reintroducing that content, but doing it sparingly. So I'm considering that for both the reviews and the gameplay discussions, but you know, right now I just want to make sure that you know, I sort of stick to the path that I've set on. I think it's working quite well in terms of interest, as well as me just making sure that all the content's prepared for you guys. So like, you know, all the stuff for March is already uploaded. It's already, you know, ready to go. I don't have to worry about that. And it's nice because when I am sick like this, and it's like, great, you know, I have a sore throat, my voice, I can't really use it as, you know, I can't use it as frequently as I'd like to make content. It's perfect for stuff like this because now content's already ready for you guys, and I can just rest and sort of take it easy. So I think that's all worked out in the long run. Are we starting here? No, these are my settings. Hold on. There we go. All right, let me. I'm gonna restart the chat window. Hold on. I think the chat window is being a bit glitchy. Let me. Oh, here we go. We'll have to see if this is too loud. Hold on one second. Alright, that should hopefully not be so loud, but it's loud enough where you guys can still hear me over. Let me know if I need to make adjustments. All right, here we go. Oh, let me make this full screen. Hold on. Nice, we got 4K. Sweet. All right, so hopefully we see some good stuff here. Let's do it.
Won't you at least tell me what we're doing here? All I know is that it's serious.
It's more than serious, Runa. It is dangerous.
Got closed captions on. Actually, here. Turn on English. I'm gonna turn that down to 1440p because there's frame drops. There we go.
In my experience, the greatest harm often comes from the best intentions.
The cycle is starting again. How many more times must we endure the vanity of the Nine?
When there isn't a path to be found,
Make one.
Unknown 9, Awakening. Have we heard about this game before? That's a new
Been here
IP.
before, countless times, and so shall you be here again.
It's
In
interesting.
fact, you're here right now.
It reminds me of like Assassin's Creed, but with a little bit more of a, you know, it's kind of like Assassin's Creed meets Banishers. That's what it looks like. The Don't Nod game that just released.
Wields otherworldly skills in the world of Unknown 9 with an in-depth developer update on Xbox Wire.
It's interesting.
Everyone's got an ex-employer they wish they never worked for. Not everyone's ex-employer set them up to take a fall. Just so happens they framed the wrong witch. They call me Lady Luck, and every card I draw is lucky. And when I find out what my old coven is up to, they better hope they have a good hand.
She's here!
Not tonight, boys. If the coven wants to play,
Hey, XOXSL.
they'll
How's it
have to
going?
play dirty.
2024 has been okay. Besides getting laid off. It's been fun. But good to see you, dude. Here. Hold on for a sec. Oh, this emote thing's annoying. Oh, there we go. Alright. You are now a mod, XOXOCell.
Change the decisions.
I've been adding regular attendees to
And see the outcomes
my
of
moderation
those
list,
choices
so enjoy.
with your
There's
very
absolutely
own
no
eyes.
rules or requirements or anything like that.
The altar tells the story
Enjoy
of
having your
a simple
wrench.
miner who survived a crash landing on a hostile planet. He quickly realizes that what was supposed to be a lifetime job opportunity turns into a desperate fight for his life.
Well, this looks
Jan will need
cool.
to handle a large mobile base that's designed to be operated by an entire team of qualified personnel. Even worse, the planet Jan landed on revolves around the deadly scorching star. Escaping the sunrise is crucial for survival. Despite his best efforts, Jan simply lacks the time and skills to deal with all these problems on his own.
Wow.
But the planet Jan is stranded on is home to a mysterious substance called Rapidium. With its use and the help
You're
of
very
the
welcome,
quantum
dude.
computer on board, Jan is able to create alternative versions of himself. The alters.
Is this that game where the guy woke up and there's like dozens of the same guy?
As a result of
He like
altering the
sees
course
like
of the
different
sea from
versions of
Jan's
himself and they're all like
The
working
alters
together.
are a reflection of the questions he asks himself.
We saw it like years
What
ago.
if I never left my hometown? What if I didn't drop out of college? What if I fought harder to save my marriage? Our alters have the necessary
I think it
knowledge
is.
and skills that we desperately need to succeed. But they also come with their own goals, ambitions, and fears, all derived from their different life paths. And that can generate problems.
Stop pretending you have any idea how I feel.
Incompetence, incoherent decision-making, a groundbreaking mission on the verge of failure.
Damn. I just hope I don't f everything up again.
You want a relationship that lasts. Put some effort in it.
Each Jan is a different person. It will be extremely difficult to keep everyone happy.
You gotta learn how to say no sometimes.
But we must do whatever we can, because as the mission goes on, the challenges will only pile up.
I like the art style.
Obstacles on the outside. Internal tensions that could
Very
prove
cool.
to be even more dangerous. And with a ticking clock of the deathly sun behind our backs, the only way home is to press forward.
I could have swore we heard about this game. We got like a CGI trailer, and the guy wakes up, and he's going crazy because he sees himself, and then there's like a bunch of other versions of him, like in a room, and yeah, he just has to. I guess that's what that is. It's kind of like Fallout Shelter meets Returnal. But I don't know if there's any action like Returnal, but that looks interesting. Wasn't that the writer for Mirror's Edge? The first one? Or the second one? What's her name for the first one? Joanna something. Oh no, Rihanna Pratchett. That's right. Yes. She wrote the original Mirror's Edge and the Tomb Raider, the first Tomb Raider reboot. Was she involved in the second and third one? Might have been the second one, but not the third. Because the third was a different studio. Creatures of Ava. It's Pal Worlds, but instead of Pokemon, it's Digimon.
Learn how Creatures of Ava places you in the role of a savior in a first look preview on Xbox Wire.
It's a Chucky game? Oh, it's like a multiplayer. I guess it takes place within that universe. Yeah, I guess this could be fun for like a week.
And I'm your friend to the end. You.
Oh, it's a DLC. Okay. It's Roblox? Is there more? Frogwares. It's another Sherlock Holmes game. Hopefully not. Oh. This is the way that guy was moving for a sec. I was like, oh, that's funny. This is another Sinking City game. Call of Cthulhu or whatever it is. It's a Sinking City too. Okay. I was like, this whole thing kind of looks eerily familiar to the Sinking City. That's exactly what it is. I didn't play the first one.
Want to dive deeper into this mystery?
It's one of those things where
awaited sequel in our Xbox Wire interview.
I played Sherlock Holmes: Crimes and Punishments, which I think is still their best game, and it was phenomenal. And then I played The Devil's Daughter, and I wanted to harm myself. It was terrible. I didn't even finish that game. That's how bad it was. I didn't try Sinking City. I heard it wasn't as bad, but not as good as Crimes and Punishment. You're just kidding about the Roblox stuff? Okay. Was it actually Roblox, though? Oh, it was okay. Interesting. I got a call. Hold on. 1 second.
My friends, for freedom and justice! You do know you're not alone in this, don't you?
Darkness and light, despair And hope, as goeth one, so goeth the other. Become light, become hope.
Yes, there was internet issues earlier today. Seems to be working fine now, so that's good. Stalker for consoles. Oh, seriously? Oh! This is a big surprise. This is perfect. Via backwards compatibility. Shadow of Chernobyl. Well, I definitely gotta play this now. Are these all expansions and DLCs? Well, that's awesome. Legends of the Zone trilogy. So I assume available today. What the fuck? Well, that's That's a big surprise. Why did it say it was backwards compatible on Xbox? Because to my knowledge, Stalker never came to consoles at all. There was never a console version. That's weird that they put that there. Like, oh, it's backwards compatible. I wonder. I mean, it looks like it could be also on Xbox One. It's weird how they've just put that there. I don't know. Oh, it is. So it's only PS4 and Xbox One, then you can play it on the new consoles. Okay. That's why. Well, that's really awesome because I never obviously played the first one. It was a PC-only game. But that's perfect. I can play it right before the new one comes out later this year. It was leaked on the Japanese PSN, really. So that's interesting. It is coming to PlayStation, but the second game is not, so far, that we know. It might make its way to PlayStation in the future. I'm pretty sure it will. Microsoft doesn't own the studio or anything like that, so it would only make sense. But that is interesting.
あなたは誰？私はメティス。あなたを守るために来ました。
Clear Sky was insufferable to play.
まさか同じ一日がずっと繰り返されてるんですか？タルタロスのように
Wow.
何か厄介な力で発生したということかもしれないな。
訓練してくれよ。
何？今の。
彼は
This Persona?
命の答えにまでたどり着いた。あなたの得たワイルドの力はそれへと至る前触れなのです。
私はかつて生きると決めた。
They signed a deal with Microsoft 2 years ago, but they still own the franchise. Yeah. Well, I'm sure once that deal expires, it'll make its way to PlayStation. It only makes sense, especially if they're releasing the first game on PlayStation. That just shows that, you know, might have to wait a year or two, but it'll come. I would like to know why Final Fantasy VII Remakes never came to Xbox. Because on the box it says 1 year exclusivity, and I would imagine that Sony probably renegotiated a deal with Square Enix and was like, yeah, just keep it on our system. Sony's a lot more, they're a lot more stingy with stuff like that. Do a lot of dirty tricks to keep it off the other competitor's system. So, guess we'll see what happens there.
What else the Dark Hour has in store for Game Pass members this year on Xbox Wire.
I wonder how much the original trilogy is. I'm gonna have to look that up. Probably like $50, I would think. Would they really charge $70 for that? I guess they would. Because here's, you know, the game, here's all the expansions, everything. I guess I wouldn't put it past them. If. It's a cool style. It's like hyper-realistic graphics with an animated character. And the frame rate's brutal. First Berserker, Kazan. That looks pretty good. It's like, the gameplay looks like a lot of parrying, kind of like Wolong, Fallen Dynasty. Kind of like Lords of the Fallen, almost, art direction.
It is told that
It's pretty
there are
cool.
3 great spirits who have denied you. I seek my Baba's return in exchange for these spirits. Tales of Kinzera Zao takes you on a journey through a land enriched with myth and legend, but torn apart by illness and tragedy. Grief is ever present here, from the arid deadlands, the harsh and unforgiving terrain, to the dense and dangerous forest floor.
Remember when Clear Sky launched in 2008, the game was extremely buggy and heavily unoptimized. It was leaked a few days before, directly from the printing conveyor.
Chaotic ballet that compels you to engage spirits in melee combat.
Well, I'm sure they,
The Mask of the Sun.
I hope that they fixed all that stuff by now.
Each ability gained by the player can be used both traversally as well as in the fray of combat. For example, take Akida's spear. Not only can it be used to activate elements that are out of reach, but also engage and pierce through multiple enemies at once. And with each small victory along your journey, you will grow and better yourself.
Didn't we see this at the Game Awards? This game? I think this was that game where that guy came up and he dedicated this game to his father.
We are shamans, healers in
It's a very emotional speech
The
he
complexities
gave.
of grief inspired the foundations of the world of Kinzera. You will be faced with intricate puzzles, arduous obstacles, and deceptive traps that demand both patience and skill to overcome. And though the path is fraught with adversity, and even fiercer battle rages within you. Mercy is a rare flower that blooms in the lands of Kenzera. But you can do this. I know you can.
Yeah, I think that's that was this game that I was just talking about. Looks cool. Not my thing. It kind of reminds me of the Prince of Persia game that just came out a couple months ago or whatever. Did it feel strange attending the Game Awards having not played the games from that very year? I mean, I missed a good chunk. I just missed about half of the games. But I'd say it feels strange. I just, you know, I can't really give an opinion on a lot of this stuff. I knew before the award show even started that Baldur's Gate 3 was going to win, based off of just hearing how people were reacting to that game and just all the you know, praise it was getting and everything like that, and just how transformative it was compared to the other games. I just had a feeling it was going to win Game of the Year without question. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's so strange as I just, you know, I can't really give an opinion on it. It would have been nice to at least, I guess, know or have an opinion on what should have won and what I guess I would have given, but, you know, 'tis life, I guess. The game itself was very poor because Andriy Prokhorov, if I'm pronouncing that right, left GSC Game World after heavily disagreeing with the studio CEO and opened a game that made the Metro series. Oh, interesting, huh? I always heard that Stalker was the Metro before Metro, and it's interesting that it never really took off as popular, as much popularity as Metro. I guess it had like a niche audience, right? And Metro had the advantage of being also on consoles, although initially I think 2033 was PC, then it came to 360, and then, you know, later it got remastered and stuff for all platforms. I wonder if it's just sheer availability that made those games popular. Oh wow. That's an interesting story. Well, Stalker 2 just looks fantastic. As someone who's never played, you know, the other games, visually that game looks amazing. The gameplay-wise. So yeah, I just hope that they really... I mean, they're taking their sweet time with it, as they should. And also in light of the other stuff going on over there currently. You know, I just really hope that that game comes out and it's perfect for them. They say this was a Capcom game? Doesn't seem like Capcom to me. It's a very... kind of a very Koei Tecmo type of game. Kunitsugami. I think we heard about this. Yeah, it is Capcom. And that's the Resident Evil engine, really? Yeah, it doesn't really look like much of a Capcom game.
Learn how Kunitsugami Path of the Goddess mixes action and real-time strategy in an exclusive Xbox Wired piece.
Andre was the creative director of the Shadow Chernobyl and the whole Metro trilogy. He really was a great lead, jumping from interviews with his employees. Oh. Well, what's he up to now? Those are mostly safe? Okay. So that was the lineup. This thing's over? Yep. Well, just mute it there. Well, it was pretty decent, I would say. Some really cool announcements in there and some prizes. I would say that I think last year's was a little bit better. I feel like there's more content in this one compared to last year's partner preview. But last year's partner preview had, in my opinion, like better announcements. There's a lot more AAA stuff there. Like the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake. That was cool to see. But I mean, there's some cool stuff. This game looks interesting. If I can get to it. This game. That looks quite interesting. And of course, this one. With all the different dudes. Alters. That's right. The Alters. And I think other than that, what's the Stalker... Find it. Here we go. The Stalker, are we calling this the remastered trilogy? Is it sort of remastered? I guess it sort of is if it's coming to just consoles. Yeah. Definitely going to play this before Stalker 2, whenever that comes out. So yeah, pretty decent. I think last year's was a bit better, but overall some good announcements. He had a heart attack over Crunch during Metro Exodus, but he's still in business. Well, that's terrifying. It's just a port? Well, I mean, technically, okay. I mean, if they're not going to improve texture detail or anything like that, I mean, it's truly a 7th gen era game, right? It was it 2006, 2007, if I remember correctly? And it was only on PC. So this was like right during the original Crisis when that was coming out. It might have been a little bit before the original Crisis. Yeah, it looks like a PS3 360 game. It's fine for me. 2007. Looks exactly like the PC original. Okay. Yeah. Well, if anything, it's a way to actually get involved in the story and the world. You see, refined for consoles. So yeah, it's a way to just kind of, you know, get the story and see what everything was like before the events of the second game unfold, which will be pretty cool. So yeah, I'm absolutely going to play this. We'll see in terms of content on the channel. If I'm doing anything around then, I might do a review or an update or something like that. By the time I eventually get to this, we'll see. Clear Sky had a graphics upgrade, had a hardcore graphics for 2008. It will be downgraded for sure. Oh, it was really, like, advanced. I wonder if Crisis 1 motivated them to do something like that. Because didn't Valve do something similar with, like, Half-Life, where one of the expansions had, like, they had more robust graphics or something like that? I could have swore they did something similar. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna rest my voice. Sorry if, again, if I seemed a little bit, my voice seemed a little bit coarse or anything like that. Like I said, battling a sore throat here, but it should be hopefully back to normal very soon. The next video you guys will see on the channel will be uploaded in, I think it's tomorrow or the day after. It's one of those days. So be on the lookout for that. More reminiscing videos this month. This month's going to be mostly about more Steam Deck stuff. And then in April, things are going to kind of return to some cool upcoming things. I have collection videos that I have planned for you guys. Interesting stuff that I've been kind of working on. So be on the lookout for that, all right? They did implement it because of Crisis. Very interesting. All right. good to see you guys. Good to talk with you all. Hope you all have a fantastic day. And yeah, I guess we'll see each other later.